Hey guys, so yeah, really weird. I mean, this isn't like 4 minutes long, and most of it is pretty edited, so yeah, this is different. So, yeah, I know the whole iceberg trend died out months ago, but I still want to do it. I mean, I'm late to trends all the time, so who cares? I was doing the CSGO surf thing with commentary, years after it was popular, so whatever. If you don't know what an iceberg is, it's basically a test of some sort of your knowledge in a certain community or fandom. So, typically with how it goes is like the tip of the iceberg, the sky. This is something that generally people throughout the entire fandom will know about. Just about everybody has heard of or at least seen something on these topics. And the further you go down, the more obscure stuff that people most likely not have ever heard of is. It's like if you bring up something at the very bottom of the iceberg, people may not be able to know how to respond because they don't know what it is. But yeah, I mean, there already is a Doom iceberg, 2 of them actually, and they're both in Spanish, so yeah, for my English speakers, am I right? Yeah, so I'm actually re-recording this intro because the last one got lost in editing, so I had to come back and fix this, but now we're all good. And I think that I'm gonna be going over all these incoming topics, and I hope you enjoy. This is a passion project of mine, and I really think that it's worth giving it a shot. So, without stalling and trying to get this to 3 minutes any longer, let's just jump right into this fine iceberg. We are starting in the air above the iceberg. Mostly basic Doom knowledge, I guess you could say, but this is stuff that most people who have been around the community for a good amount of time have heard of this or at least seen something about this before. So without further ado, let's start. So this Doom was not made by Bethesda. Alright, common knowledge, right?
Wrong!
I guess this was highly debated by some people in the Doom subreddit. I saw a whole post about it, how some guy was ranting that, of course, it's made by id Software. I thought everybody knew that, and people who think it's made by Bethesda are dumb. Whatever, I'm not gonna put my 2 cents into that. But yeah, I figured everybody knew it was just published by Bethesda, I believe, and that id Software actually developed it. And let's go on to the next one. Alright, so this one is much more interesting than the last one. This is actually about the ports for like the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, Xbox One, all of those, all the consoles, all the ports for the consoles are inaccurate. And considering that Doom 1 and Doom 2 were made to run at a steady 35 FPS, the consoles, since they don't have a frame capper, I believe they run it at a 60 FPS, because, it's just what they're made for. And consoles are also, well, nothing nowadays is 70Hz 16:10 ratio, but still, the consoles didn't do anything to fix that, and they just made the game format to their ratio. And yeah, and then another thing though is that probably the biggest problem with this is that one, the sound is a bit off at times because speed difference, I guess, and two, E1M1 is much slower in these ports than in the actual game, which pretty sure that's a big sin considering Doom is really popular for E1M1. It's like Doom 1's grip and tear. It's a great sign. So yeah. So this one I love because I have seen stuff on YouTube about this. Doom 4 beta is actually not Doom 2016 at all. Doom 4 beta was was announced in 2007, but it was supposed to be like what happens after Doom 3, if I remember correctly. People said that the game looks good. It looks like it'd be a fun game, but it wasn't Doom. Even the creator of it, Pete Hines, said, and I quote, "Feels like we're playing some other franchise with a Doom skin on it. It wasn't fast enough, the way that the demons work." I mean, you heard it here, folks. The creator thought it wasn't a Doom game. It's fine that we missed this game. It's sad that it was scrapped. No game deserves to be scrapped unless it's absolutely horrible. But I feel like this game could have worked on its own if it wasn't a Doom game. But rest in peace, Doom 4 will always be remembered. Okay, this has to have been a joke entry, right? No, not really. It's a Doom guy from that poster where he's fighting off that big horde of demons is actually John Romero. Yeah, which is really funny, right? They had some guy just pose with some stuff on, and that's who Doom guy is based off of. Pretty cool that we have a real life Doom guy. I don't know why this is on here. This is something that a lot of people know about. The Slayers Club is just an online little club basically for Doom fans to hang out, do different challenges, stuff like that. It's pretty cool, you know? It updates on different Doom news and stuff like that. Yeah. But there's not much else. I mean, I saw a guy say, oh, it was down, but it wasn't, just for him. So, yeah, there was nothing I could find on this, so let me know in the comments. Alright, so this refers to the theory, or well, theory, the air quotes, because I'm pretty sure this might be canon, but nothing is official. But Doom guy kills all these demons because they killed his pet rabbit, Daisy. You know, because of how Doom 2 ended, and I'm showing it now, he has been on a murder spree, just demolishing these guys. As you know, it's probably canon, but I understand why it's on here, because not everybody knows. I mean, even if you've played Doom Eternal, don't know anything about the lore, you see Doom guy with a rabbit, but you don't see the rabbit at all, so context clues, I guess. And that wraps up the sky above the iceberg. We got through this stuff was pretty tame. A lot of people know about it. So yeah, things only get stranger from here. So, we finished the sky above the iceberg, and now we are at the tip of the iceberg. From here on out, things will get more obscure, obviously, but yeah, this is where things are a bit more obscure, something that, not a veteran Doom fan, but one who's had at least like a good 2 months in the community will have an idea of. Without further stalling, yeah, it's budget preference. Let's keep going. So this is a speedrunning community dedicated to finishing level as quick as possible without hurting any demons purposefully. Wow, it's like the opposite of Doom, right? So the rules of this challenge are, and here's a direct quote from none other than Wikipedia: not harming monsters directly, no shooting, chainsawing, or punching monsters, and not harming monsters indirectly. No destroying barrels that hurt monsters, no activating crushers that hurt monsters. Causing monsters to attack each other is permitted, as are unintentional telefrags. Firing weapons is also permitted, provided no monster is damaged. No, this is all in ultraviolence too. The speedrunning community is primarily a classic Doom gamers. That's the only way I can imagine this would work. That's really all there is to this. It is a pretty interesting thing, and who knows, maybe you're interested in it and you want to go try it. And if so, post it. I want to see that. This is a tactic actually used in the Doom 2 game, and probably Doom 1. Pretty straightforward, I guess. It's a way to keep your eyes on the enemy at all times and have a constant shooting at them. Constantly shooting at them. Sorry. It's said to be good for players who play mouse plus keys. So who knows? Maybe you want to try it out next time you play. Maybe. Other than that, I mean, this is a pretty self-explanatory entry. So yeah. Okay, this one I can talk about from personal experience. This is Doom Eternal, but Roblox. It's actually a really fun game and well made, all things considered. But it's still in beta, and as of writing the script, it's still an open beta, so maybe you want to go play it? I mean, who knows, maybe by the time I release this video, because I'm recording, it won't be an open beta, but it is at the moment, so maybe you should go check it out. Another really fun fact about this game is that it's no longer Room 2. No, it's called Hellweaver now. I've seen clips that they want to add a chainsaw effect to this game, which is just gonna make this game insane. It's already crazy enough when you get the guy running around with a super shotgun at like 100 plus FPS. But it's gonna be great, I am really excited for it, and they also want to make a campaign, which when that comes out, I might stream it. But if you can't get Doom Eternal running because you have not the best setup, then like me, I don't have the greatest setup for this, but you can run Doom Eternal on mouse and keyboard and get a good experience. Doom World. I don't even know what that was. I had no idea what it was until I wrote this part of the script. It is a forum for all things Doom, modding, console editing, stuff like that. Seems like a really cool place and is actually kind of active. You still see posts from when I went on here last, I saw a post from just now, or an hour ago. It's great. Props to the site, for being so active and honestly staying alive as long as it has. I don't have much else on this topic, so we're just gonna go on to the next one. Also, quick side note, this will appear a couple more times throughout the video, so try to remember this one. Okay, so when I saw this, I assumed that Doom Eternal took a lot of its demon design from fan art and used that to make it, but nothing came up on that. All that I found actually was a post made on the Slayer. There's a thing on the Slayer Club, which, ironic. And it was just a wall of fan art, which was pretty cool, you know? It's really nice to see that they like getting fan art and that they'll post it on the wall. And even though they can't be in person, it's still cool to see them have some sort of interaction. If you got anything else though, you know, much appreciated in the comments, because haha, so yeah. Okay, this is, I didn't want to talk about this very much. It's a mod for, H Doom is a mod for Doom 1 and 2. It's very, nice. If you know. That's all I can say, you know? Yeah, that's all I can really say. If you know, you know. And that's the tip of the iceberg. We've already gotten through it, and honestly, this has been really fun to talk about. I really enjoyed this, and recording it has not been that bad. This is something I like to do, and I really hope you've been enjoying it so far. And if you're here, you've already gotten further than most other videos. So, yeah, man, thanks. So we're gonna go now to what I'm gonna call the second layer, just because. So yeah, after this oomph sound from Doom 1, we will get that. We will start. Alright, so now we are at what I'm going to call the second level of the iceberg, or below the surface. Not each one has a catchy name, and I might just call them my levels. Anyways, so yeah, from here on out, things are gonna be a little obscure and spoopy, but that's about it, you know? So yeah, let's just get into this one. So this one, this starts it. I really couldn't find anything on this at all. I looked it up and I found nothing at all that was saying that Mancubus rockets looked like. I mean, look, I found nothing that says that the two were the same. The only thing I thought was that maybe people were confusing the Pain Elemental Lost Souls with the rockets that the Mancubus fires, but that's it. I couldn't really come up with anything else, and I don't think the Pain Elemental summons any type of fire, but I might be wrong. I won't spend too much time on this. If you know, please tell me. If not, let's keep going. So this one doesn't really have much on it. I'm guessing it's because when you make a mod for Doom 1 and 2, or Ultimate Doom, whatever, you have to make the sprite for the weapon go past the status bars to not run out of sprite when it's in motion. I messed around with Doom mods for a bit. I never made anything good. Never made anything actually, but I learned a lot about it. But yeah, that's all I figured, and I guess people think that since you need to do that, it only makes sense that that's how the sprites are for Doom 1, for Doom. But even through all my research, I couldn't find anything talking about this specifically. So, Team TNT is a mapping group created TNT Evolution or something like that for Final Doom. So they also created a couple of free level packs for Doom 2, such as, sorry for my mispronunciation from this point on these names, but Icarus, Alien Vanguard, Eternal Doom, and Daedalus, or whatever. Nowadays they're split up except for very few, as an examples. Cadman, the leader of the community chess part Durox, Ty Halderman, the leader of TNT, who designed levels and for different projects and maintained in-game game archives. Oh, and by the way, they created the boom source, which, of course, since it came out back in '98, it's now pretty outdated, but I'm gonna take a good guess and say that it was super big during their time, you know, for doing stuff. So, I'm gonna hit you with the cold facts on this one, man. I don't see it at all. Like, maybe it's the glasses and the fact that this guy isn't going around beating up demons, but I don't see it. Like, I can see where you'd say that, but I don't think so. It just doesn't seem... I don't see a resemblance very much. I mean, you make your own conclusion, but I don't think there is anything there, man. Okay, so this one, funnily enough, like I mentioned earlier, this is from Doom World. That's where I found my info on this. Small world. Anyways, this is actually pretty interesting. So, some of the skies from Doom 1 and 2 are actual places you can travel. You know, I'm showing them on screen right now, that way you get an idea of which ones, but, you know, it's really cool seeing these skies and then knowing, oh wow, you can go there. Like, imagine, that'd be so cool. Alright. Okay, so this one is something that many have talked about, I believe. I think a couple people have mentioned it even in their review of Doom Eternal. Like, it's a Gundam, maybe? I don't know. The Nuvo makes all just like a quick little run through. The Nuvo makes all single player campaigns require an internet connection. You may think, whatever, this is fine, but not everyone can have that much of a stable internet connection, and like games, and like the games, just because the single player offline campaign. People say it's like really anti-consumer, and it makes Doom Eternal just a bit of a less enjoyable game. Especially when you're playing the game, you know, getting into a flow, and it says, oh, the servers are down, or oh, your internet connection is bad, and you have to get right back into it, and try not to lose your groove. It's anti-consumer, man. I don't really like it. Okay, wow. This has got to be someone looking into the numbers way too much, man. Like, there is nothing on this at all. Like, I mean, it's probably a coincidence, or maybe it's a little dumb Easter egg. Here's what I think, man. If the numbers on of levels mean anything, it's 13, which is the unlucky number, like Friday the 13th or something like that, but I don't think it's symbolizing the Jesus and the 12 apostles at all. And wow, we are already done with level 2 or below the surface. Moving down to the third layer of the iceberg. And now things are gonna get a little bit freaky. So, yeah, and not HD and freaky. Get your head out of the gutter, man. Come on. Alright, so now we are at the third layer of the iceberg. Pretty insane how we're already this far in, but yeah, without further ado, introduction is over. Let's start. So, this is a really fun topic, okay? Because there's a lot on it, but it's not a very popular thing that people know. So, I'm not going to read all of it because I would be sitting here for 10 minutes reading it on its own. So, I'm showing you a full picture of the post here on screen, or both pictures, that way you get an idea. So, the whole thing is that people noticed that the demon language had different characters that could be translated. And so they did, and they found that certain characters or certain letters, and it's really cool, and I highly suggest you go check it out yourself. Especially if you really are interested in the whole Doom thing. Like, this is something that you'll have a field day with, I promise you that. So, funnily enough, I guess Doom was not gonna be an anti-demon game like it was, and it was actually gonna be a game about aliens from the movie Aliens. I mean, would have been cool to see Doom guy kill some xenomorphs, right? But a lot of the original team who made Doom 1 really liked the Alien franchise, and they even got a couple people from 20th Century Fox to be a little interested, you know, got their ears perked up a bit. But even though it looked good for them, they ultimately scrapped the idea because people from 20th Century Fox wanted full control of the project, and that was just a no-go for them, and I don't blame them. It was their game, they had full control over it, they weren't going to give it up. So, good on them. Although, you know, it is sad that we probably won't ever see Doom Guy officially kill a xenomorph queen or something, but still, it's a fun idea on its own. Wow, who would have guessed? Satanic messages in Cyber Demon track, like whoa. But yeah, this track actually has Easter eggs in it, as you probably know. Mick Gordon would like, if you put some of his songs into a spectrogram, you would see like 666 or pentagram and, you know, spooky. It was a really cool thing that Mick Gordon did, and a lot of people who really looked into it found it. It's really cool. I'm pretty sure that a lot of other people, or a lot of other songs, have this too, but I cannot 100% say for that. So yeah, this is still really cool. Okay, so when I first read this one, I was like, whoa. Count me in, I want to figure this out. Then you look at the release date for Nazi Punks, get the F out, but then you look at the release date for BFG Division, and maybe they got it mixed up, maybe it's supposed to be vice versa, but there's no way that you can make a remix from a song that doesn't even exist yet. So, maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's something I don't know, but this is probably not true, you know, but I mean, they sound, I guess you could say they sound similar, but I don't think this is the one, Chief. Big sad. Okay, nothing on this at all. There is no anything about original id worker named Jessica, but, you know, talking about Easter eggs again, there was, in Doom 2016, there was this looping HR announcement, or this looping announcement that about getting an accidental death dismemberment from Jessica and HR. When you think about it, it is pretty funny, and a nod to someone who might be overlooked by most people, considering hardly anybody gives HR any sort of praise, you know? So, Doom Gargoyles, they're real. Scary, ooh, joke, no, this isn't a joke. There are actual source images for the gargoyles from Doom 1 and 2. And, like I said, these aren't the gargoyles from Doom Eternal, because I don't think those exist in real life. It's the ones from the original game. I'll be showing a picture of side by side right now. And actually, Doom World, yet again, came in here and saved my butt from doing lots of more research than I had to. Trying to find the images at least. You know, thank you Doom World, they have helped find stuff twice, so, you know, I already really like them. Whoa, alright. I think we just speedran this layer because we are already done. So now we're moving into the lower parts of the iceberg. We're gonna go through these kind of fast considering there's like 2 entries for both like the 4th and 5th layer. So just be prepared for this one to kind of go like fast. So yeah. Okay, so we are now at the 4th layer of the iceberg. Pretty crazy that we've gotten this far. I feel like this has been pretty great so far. I feel like I've informed you guys just enough to where it's not too much. And I feel like this next part is going to be pretty scary, you know? Well, scary with air quotes, but I'd also like to give my first trigger warning of this video. So, I'll have a timestamp for after this, but when I tell you that you can, and I say you're done for, no more watching, boom. And if you don't feel good about this, like, iffy topics like shootings or something like that, then skip to this timestamp on the screen. Alright, you have your warning, so let's begin. Okay, so this one I feel weird talking about. So if you don't know, 1999, 2 kids shot up the Columbine High School. Took 13 people with them, and honestly is a big tragedy, you know? And this ties to the video games cause violence argument. The families of the 2 kids sued 11 video game companies because they believed the violence and the kids' personalities caused this like unholy mixture of them becoming more violent, and their personalities are already not great. id Software was one of these companies that got sued, which, whoa. They said the mixture of addiction to violence in video games and their personalities caused this, as I just said, sorry. Won't go into any depth about this whole thing, only because this is something that if you want to research, it's up to you. This is something that is an iffy topic, and I don't want to talk about. I don't feel comfortable talking about it, and it's not my place to talk about it. So let's just move on. Okay, so if you're here, you either skip the last part or you just listen to it. So let's hear a pretty cool one now, right? So this is a pretty funny Easter egg made by Mick Gordon. Another track in the very end of Doom 2016. There's this weird random little voice thing where it sounds weird, but if you play that random voice clip in reverse, it says "Jesus loves you." Pretty funny Easter egg. I think it's pretty cool, so here it is. And yeah, pretty cool, right? And that is the end of the 4th layer. Fast as frick. Haha. Still, I think this is actually pretty long, but let's get onto the 5th layer now. So, things are only gonna get creepier from here, and yeah. And here we are at the 5th layer, the last layer that's going to take only under like 4 minutes. Without any more stalling, and I don't believe there is a trigger warning for this, so let's go. So this one is actually really cool. I know I don't like to say go research for yourself because that's my job. I'm supposed to research for you. But there is a ton, and I mean a ton of stuff on this. So I'm gonna give you the quick little rundown of everything I could find. So in Doom 1 and Doom 2, there are very many like little nudge to Wolfenstein, just like pictures of Hitler here and the bad Nazi symbol. So yeah, they have those all around. There is a secret level in Doom 2 where it says this place was built by humans and the demons in there are supposed to be Nazis from Wolfenstein. It's pretty cool to think that these guys are getting bullied in both lives by I guess if the whole theory of Doom Guy is related to Blazkowicz, then yeah. Pretty cool how they're getting just demolished by this family. Okay, so nothing on this came up at all. I just found a character rant which kinda did Doom Guy dirty, but I could see where they're coming from, but that's not my point. Nothing came up on this, sadly. Well, it does make a crazy cool topic. I mean, maybe it's a joke topic, or maybe it's something that you really have to like really search for. Everything on it is just gone. I wouldn't know. Nothing on it. And boom! 5th layer is complete. Time for the depths of and the abyss. Warning, stuff in here is going to be creepy. So warning to all those who are easily creeped out, and probably a couple more trigger warnings on their way. So yeah. And now we are at the deeps, as I'm gonna call it, because I can't say that one word that we will not speak of. So yeah, we are now at the deep. This is almost the end. We have only one more layer after this, and then we are done. So this layer is going to be kind of creepy, but there's not going to be very much info on anything. These topics are going to be obscure in like a bit that you've almost never heard about them, ever. So, without any more introduction, let us begin. Okay, so not much was on this one. All I could find was that some of the Doom games have a little nudge to this, but there's nothing part of him being in the franchise at all. Not even any of like the characters are supposed to be that. I just think that this was not ever a thing. Sadly, but just not. Still, again, 2 for 2. Nothing came up on this one. I looked at a photo of Archvile just to see if it was, maybe I was missing something, but nothing. His nothing about him looks like that. I mean, the way he stands, no. The way he looks, no, because he's like a pale monster type thing. Doesn't really look like a human. I don't know. Maybe if you see it, then I'm missing out on something here, but I don't see it. Okay, this is a joke, obviously. No one can look at this and say it with a straight face and actually believe it, right? Because this isn't real. I can guarantee you that this isn't real. And if it is, I will make a whole video dedicated to it. But because it's not, I won't have to worry about that. Okay, this one was proven false in the Ancient Gods. His the father in the universe was talked about quite a bit. A lot of the people from that we talked to knew who he was. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the people from Orc Complex knew who he was, so everybody knows who he is. The makers basically did a hiding under a blanket with their feet out if they try hiding up the father, so I think that this is not anything relevant and probably isn't true, so yeah. And there's the deep. Not much info was on this at all, and the only one that had info was a topic that was not very interesting out of all of those. So now things are gonna get creepy. I don't recommend that you watch alone because spooky. But let's just go on to the next part. So we are now in what I like to call the abyss. This is the bottom stuff. Hardly anybody knows what this is, and this stuff is mostly scary. Also, I would like to say, trigger warning from here on. Stuff is gonna get real, kinda creepy. I'll have timestamps in the description for which times you wanna maybe skip to when I start the topic. So, with that out of the way, let us begin this descent into madness. Okay, so this is a joke entry, right? No, this is a real thing. So two sprites, as I'm showing at the moment, are supposedly hanging corpses that were compressed down into pixels. Nothing is confirmed, and some people have said does not seem like it, but nobody truly knows, right? Okay, I don't really think so. This game doesn't give me that vibes of a secretive government type of warning of a demonic invasion happening. I mean, I get where you're coming from, because Doom 2, Hell on Earth, but no, that's not how this works. But I mean, whatever, maybe it's going over my head. That's how elaborate it is. Actually, this isn't real. All of the gore in the game was just little clay parts that they could have made look like gore, pixelized. Boom, cool. Not that creepy, not that gross. On the other hand, Sergeant Mark, Brutal Doom creator, I like the mod, but he used real gore. That's a bit much, man. It's really sick. But Doom 1 and Doom 2 did not. No. This is real, I swear to God. I am not joking. This is definitely not a joke. Wink and wink. But, to be real, this isn't real. Here it is. Every Doom copy is personalized. Oh, wait a minute. That's not on this Iceberg. What the heck, man? It's supposed to be like a tradition. Whatever, that's... There it is. That is the abyss. We have successfully gone through this descent into madness. And there it is. That is the end of the iceberg. I know I've already said that, but I hope that you enjoyed. I mean, this video is a passion project of mine. When I first came up with this, I was on this big binge watch of Iceberg videos. Even though the trend was dead, that's basically how I roll. A trend will die, and then I'll jump onto it. But whatever. I mean, there's no other Doom Iceberg video except for the Spanish one I brought up in the very beginning. So, yeah, this is for my English speakers. Already made that joke, not gonna make it again. But, I know that I am not perfect. Not in the slightest, alright? I probably left out a lot of stuff. And it would be nice for some people, you know, you could join my Discord. I'll make a channel about different stuff that I might have missed, or in the comments below if you'd rather do that. It's up to you. But please give me any type of feedback on this, even the simplest things like my quality in mic or something, anything you want, you know, just tell me, because that's what I want to do. I want to make something about like this again. Of course, I don't think I could ever top this one, but I would love to make more like this, and the more feedback I get, the better I can do, so that would be much appreciated. I mean, thank you for watching. Really though, this is like a passion thing I was about. I know I already said that, but it's really nice, you know. It was really fun to make this. I enjoyed recording, writing this script. I don't think I enjoyed editing that much, but I know I'll have some help with that. So yeah, but you know, if you could just leave a comment, like just say it's something stupid, man, that would be so nice. And if you subscribe, that's cool too. If you don't, that's alright. And if you don't like the video, you can drop a dislike button. I know, what a throwback to my first video. But I mean, yeah, that's about it. And please, people who aren't good at the game, stop hating the Marauder, man. I hate how that feels. It gets to me sometimes. Please. Okay, so just a quick little note here. I want to thank Aqua Gaming and those guys, not in that order. I'm gonna go with the most important one yet here, which is obviously those guys. He provided all the Doom Eternal gameplay, and he basically saved this video from being a mess. Basically, this video is much more smoother, I guess, because of this. And even though I did have to reuse gameplay because I ran out, I still think that it fit its purpose as something to keep the screen from being just black. And then Aqua, I want to thank him because he is the one who made the thumbnail that you saw. Looks great, I love it, and with this video without thumbnail, so almost equals. I just want to thank both of them. Links down below and on screen right now. Anyways, that's about it. And see you guys later, man.